Any good stories you have about Kobe?
I'm not stopping until I know I've completely broken your will. Those words rang through the empty gym as Kobe Bryant kept shooting, his intensity never wavering. Jay Williams stood there, exhausted after his 400-shot drill, watching in disbelief.
So, I'm going to get there at 3 o'clock, and I want to make sure I make 400 made shots. Get in the car, get to the gym, get there, and as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant.
For an hour and a half, Williams had practiced while Kobe was already there, working on his game. When Williams finally sat down to rest, Kobe was still going, drilling shots with the same fierce focus. Why? Because Kobe saw Williams walk in and wanted to send a clear message. You were not going to outwork me. This wasn't just another practice, it was Mamba mentality in its purest form. And 2003? That's when Kobe showed the world what it truly meant. 9 straight games of 40-plus points. Playing after a sleepless night in the hospital. Breaking the NBA record with 12 three-pointers in one game. It's 2003, the year Kobe Bryant pushed beyond every limit, showing us what happens when talent meets relentless drive. January 19, 2003, Kobe's life changed forever with the birth of his first daughter, Natalia. But what happened next showed exactly what Mamba mentality meant in real life. 24 hours of no sleep, a hospital bracelet still wrapped around his wrist.
No sleep.
You played a game with zero sleep.
Zero sleep. Zero sleep. It's like, kids, Natalia had a certain, health situation, what have you, and you're staying up all night.
Most players would have called in sick, not Kobe. Instead, on January 20th, he walked straight from the hospital to face the LA Clippers. The result? A double-double performance that left everyone speechless. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. This was about a father pushing through exhaustion, showing up, and delivering when his team needed him. And something else happened during this time. Those precious moments with Natalia helped heal old wounds. The distance between Kobe and his parents started to fade as the joy of welcoming their granddaughter brought the family closer together. In just 2 days, Kobe showed the world what mattered most. Family and basketball weren't separate chapters in his life. They were the same story, driving him to be better in every way. The hospital bracelet game wasn't just another win. It was proof that when life tests you the most, that's when true greatness shows up. Remember that guy who just played a full NBA game without sleep? Well, he was just getting started. February 2003 became Kobe's personal playground. Imagine dropping 40 points in one game. Impressive, right? Kobe did it 9 times in a row. His average that month? A mind-blowing 40.6 points per game. But he wasn't done yet. In a game against the Seattle Supersonics, Kobe didn't just score. He rewrote the history books. 12 three-pointers in a single game. An NBA record that showed just how unstoppable he'd become. This wasn't just hot shooting or a lucky streak. Kobe was already averaging 30 points per game for the season. But February? That's when he took it to another level. Every defense knew what was coming, but nobody could stop it. This wasn't basketball anymore. This was art. And Kobe was painting masterpieces night after night. Take a second and think about what we're talking about here. 9 straight games over 40 points. That's like acing 9 tests in a row, but these tests? They're against the best players in the world. This wasn't just greatness. This was Mamba mentality unleashed. The 2003 All-Star Game wasn't just another exhibition. It was history in the making. Michael Jordan, the legend himself, lacing up for his final All-Star appearance. And there was Kobe, ready to show why he was next in line. As the game went into double overtime, everyone in the arena knew what was coming. The pressure was on, and Kobe did what Kobe does. Knocked down a clutch three-pointer that helped the West seal the victory. This wasn't just any shot, this was a statement, with Jordan watching from the other end of the court. Think about the symbolism here. Jordan playing in his last All-Star game, while Kobe's showing exactly why he was about to take the throne. The student wasn't just learning anymore, he was ready to become the master. And that clutch three, that was just a taste of what was to come. This wasn't just an All-Star game. This was a moment that marked the changing of the guard in NBA history. The torch wasn't passed. Kobe grabbed it just like he'd been grabbing those wins all season long. You know what's harder than being great? Being consistently great. While others had good games, Kobe was building a season for the history books. The NBA's elite panel of voters couldn't ignore it. First-team All-NBA selection. Defense? Yeah, he dominated that too. First-team All-Defensive honors. When the MVP votes rolled in, Kobe landed at third place. But here's what makes it even more impressive. He wasn't just scoring. He was shutting down the best players in the league night after night. This wasn't about padding stats. This was about complete dominance on both ends of the floor. Let that sink in. Best offensive players list? Check. Best defensive players list? Check. MVP conversation? Right at the top. While others might excel in one area, Kobe was mastering them all. The awards weren't just trophies for the shelf. They were proof that Mamba mentality meant being the best at everything. Not just one thing. This wasn't just a good season. This was greatness being acknowledged by every expert in the game. And remember, we're still only halfway through 2003. June 30th, 2003. Everything changed. The Colorado incident hit like a thunderbolt, turning Kobe's world upside down. Major brands started pulling their endorsement deals. The media coverage was relentless. Every move, every word was under a microscope. His public image took a massive hit. Here's what people thought would happen. Kobe would crack under pressure. The accusations were serious. One count of felony assault filed on July 18th. The spotlight wasn't just bright anymore, it was scorching. Most players would have folded. Most people would have crumbled. But this is where the real story of Mamba mentality emerged. The media wasn't talking about his game anymore. They weren't discussing his scoring records or his defensive stops. Now it was all about court dates and legal terms. The endorsements disappeared, but something else appeared. A different kind of inner strength. The same Kobe who played through sleepless nights, who drilled shots until his opponents quit, now faced his biggest challenge. And just like in those empty gyms, just like in those crucial game moments, he didn't run from it. While the world was watching, waiting for him to break, Kobe showed what mental toughness really means. The Lakers didn't hesitate. $136 million, 7 years. Right in the middle of the storm, they pushed all their chips to the center of the table. They weren't just betting on Kobe's talent. They were betting on his mental strength. And boy, did he deliver. Check these numbers: 24 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game in the 2003-04 season. While lawyers were scheduling court dates, Kobe was still showing up. While headlines screamed about controversy, his game spoke louder. The same work ethic, the same focus, the same results. Most players need perfect conditions to perform. Clear mind, no distractions, everything just right. But Kobe? He proved that true greatness doesn't need perfect conditions. The pressure that would have crushed others just fired up his competitive spirit even more. This wasn't just about surviving the storm. This was about playing at an elite level while the storm was at its worst. The $136 million contract wasn't just a show of faith. It was an investment in the kind of mental toughness that can't be taught. 2003 carved the blueprint of what we now call Mamba mentality. From playing through sleepless hospital nights to breaking records at will, Kobe Bryant showed us what happens when adversity meets unbreakable spirit. The story of 2003 lives beyond basketball. A new father fighting through exhaustion to deliver on court. A player facing public scrutiny, yet performing at elite levels. A son reconnecting with family through life's precious moments. The combination of these challenges created something special, a mindset that turned obstacles into fuel for greatness. In those defining moments, Kobe proved that true greatness isn't about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about creating them, no matter what life throws your way. The Mamba mentality became more than a catchphrase. It became a blueprint for excellence that inspired millions. If this story of pure determination struck a chord with you, hit that like button. And hey, want more untold stories of sports legends? That subscribe button's calling your name. After all, greatness recognizes greatness. And just like Kobe showed us, every moment counts.